anyone.
Mike, you have a year left on your contract.
In a little better mood today, man. Anybody got any contract questions? I'll say this. I certainly could have handled that situation better than I did, but I'll also say this. I just believe there's a time and place for everything, and post-game press conferences are probably not the place to address contract issues. Yes, I expect to be back, and I would imagine that those contract things are going to run their course, man. Art and I have a really good, transparent relationship. We communicate continually, often. I don't imagine it's going to be an issue, and I imagine it's going to get done in a timely manner at the appropriate time. But, you know, my mindset is to coach this football team, certainly.
All right.
Any more contract questions? Thank you. Have a good one.
Mike Tomlin, yes, much more chipper on Thursday, his end-of-season press conference. I expect to be back. He reportedly told his players on Tuesday he will be back. Look, Peter, the wrinkle here, and he clearly didn't go too far down that path, but it's been reported, it's been discussed. For the first time in his career as head coach of the Steelers, he's entering the final year of his contract. They've never allowed that to happen before. And I hear all the time, the idea that the Steelers love him, they don't want to move on from him, they want him to stay. You know how they are, 3 coaches since 1969. Why did you let it get to this point where he can see the end of the line, where he can see free agency, where he can act on the overtures that undoubtedly happen on a regular basis to Mike Tomlin's camp about whether or not he's going to be back in Pittsburgh, because if not, there's going to be other teams that want to hire him to be the head coach. And right now, everyone knows that there's at least contractual uncertainty. Why wouldn't one of these other teams pick up the phone and call Art Rooney and see if there's a way to get Mike Tomlin? I'm not saying that Rooney should do anything other than slam the phone down, but the phone call is free. So even though it feels resolved, until the contract's done, it's not resolved. Until the contract's done, he's in no different situation than Mike McCarthy.
I got a factoid for you, Mike. Here's the factoid. Bill Belichick and Mike Tomlin. Belichick, in the 4 years since Tom Brady walked off campus, never solved the quarterback situation and was 10 games under 500. Mike Tomlin, in the 2 years since Ben Roethlisberger walked off campus, similarly has not solved the quarterback situation and is 3 games over 500. And I always talk to the people who, as you know, bubbling underneath the surface, there's just a lot of people who are dying to get rid of Mike Tomlin because he hasn't won a playoff game in 7 years. Very fair criticism. But these people, they want Tomlin out. They don't care if the team is coached by the janitor next year. They just want Tomlin out. And my response to that is very simple. And that is, it's hard to win in the NFL. And we have a situation here. It's not like Mike Tomlin has Dak Prescott and is 3 under 500. Mike Tomlin is playing with guys who've never proven themselves as quarterbacks in the NFL. And he's over 500 over a 2-year period. And I get it that doesn't include a playoff win. But the only way you get a playoff win is to get a quarterback. And it is incumbent on Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, and the Pittsburgh Steelers right now to do 2 things. Number 1, to get an offensive coordinator in there who's not beholden to the way football used to be played, but who is beholden to taking the Steelers into the next generation of football. A guy maybe with some roots with the 49ers, maybe with some roots with the Rams. Mike Tomlin has great respect, I know this, for Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. He's got to go steal one of their coaches now. That's number 1. Number 2, you can't run it back with Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and a free agent from Chadron State. You can't do that. You've got to go out and get a quarterback who's going to give you a chance with a representative, fairly strong defense to come out in 2024 and compete at the highest level with the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Browns.
Chadron State catching strays here on a Friday morning edition of PFT Live. Who would have had Chadron State on the bingo card for today? As it relates to the offense, I really do wonder whether it's organizational. I wonder how high up the ladder it goes, all the way to Art Rooney, that they've been kind of meat and potatoes. We're going to play great defense. We're going to have a meat and potatoes offense, and we're going to win games. You're right. At some point, you got to step into the 21st century and take advantage of the fact that the rules are skewed in favor of offense and go out there and get yourself a quarterback who throws it all over the place like they had in the younger Ben Roethlisberger days, but it has been a challenge in recent years for the Steelers. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.